Hey, what's up everybody? TechChucker here, and today we've got yet another review. This time it is of the loyal subjects Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael. As you already know, I didn't get all 4 of them from Amazon at once, and so we have to do this. We're doing individual reviews until Amazon gets their act together and gets me my Michelangelo. The biggest thing about this is the sculpt work. There is so much great detail. I'm loving all the little details that are coming in through the arms, the skin on the head, all of that. It just looks so incredible. The biggest downfall is the paint. There really isn't a whole heck of a lot, but where there is paint, it actually looks pretty decent. So I'm not gonna knock them that much about the lack of paint. It is something that I'm really considering doing my own customization, doing some washes on these guys. I might start with Raphael. He's my least favorite of the Turtles and my least favorite of the set so far. My favorite is probably Donatello, and you'll have to wait for that review. That one just looks so cool. Sculpt wise on this thing, it looks awesome. The only thing that isn't my favorite is this, basically this belt that goes around. It can come off, so I'll probably take it off. The stars don't sit that great in their little, pouches, and so that part is a little bit funky, kind of wonky. The other part is really these bandanas. The way that they executed it, not amazing, but the rest of this is really great. The shell looks awesome. I love the detail work that they got with the shell. It's actually sculpted in there. And the fact that every sculpt is different is also really nice. Considering the price point of these guys, the fact that we get different sculpt for every single one of the figures is awesome. So sculpt is probably pretty close to a 10 out of 10. The paint, maybe like a 2 or 3 out of 10. Let's go ahead and do a quick measurement, see just how tall he's coming in at. And I'm gonna say that's about, just about 5.5, maybe 5 3/4 inches tall. Let's show you what he looks like with his brothers, at least 2 of them, since Michelangelo has not graced us with his presence just yet. Donatello just a hair taller. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons with some other figures. We'll start first with the Neca Toys cartoon Raphael, and then we'll do the Neca Toys movie Raphael with the trench coat. And then last but not least, let's throw in our monster Neca Raphael. We need to throw in Deadpool just to see what a Marvel Legends looks like alongside of it. Scale wise, I mean, these are 5-inch figures, so they're not going to scale well, but it still looks awesome. And I love the bright green of this figure. It just really pops. Articulation on Raphael is going to be pretty much the same. The bandana is a ball peg, and it does okay, but it comes out pretty easily. We'll just set that aside. His head is on a ball peg, and he can actually look up a little bit better than Leonardo did. He can look down, maybe not as well as Leonardo. He can look side to side, that's pretty good, and then he has some tilt in that head, which is good. Down in the shoulders, he's got that ball joint, and he can get his arm out pretty much 90 degrees. He can swivel that without problems. There is an upper bicep swivel. It's kind of ugly looking, but whatever, I'm fine with it. He's got double jointed elbows. Those are also fairly ugly looking, but it works pretty well. Maybe not as much range of motion, but his arms are a little bulkier. Down in the wrists, that again is where the majority of the issues lie. I just don't like how short these pegs are. It's just too short. They should have doubled the length of the peg, and they don't curl in that well. So that's my biggest disappointment there. Down in the torso, there is supposedly a waist swivel. It doesn't do much, if at all. And there's supposedly some sort of tilting action. I don't get that either. So, maybe it's there, maybe it's not. I don't know. Down in the hips, he's got those T-jointed hips, and that is great range of motion. He can kick forward about this far. The inner shell certainly gets in the way. You could probably trim that off just a little bit more. The back side of this doesn't look awesome, but whatever. He can kick back only about that far. He has an upper thigh swivel that works pretty good, but you know, we do get a break-in sculpt and that kind of looks a little bit ugly. He's got double jointed knees, and just like Leonardo, these are butt ugly when they are activated, but for the range of motion, I'm not going to complain too much. There is no shin swivel, but down in the ankle there is a peg with a disc, it looks like, and you get that far back. You can go this far forward if you kind of really force it. It doesn't go much for forward, and then there is an ankle rocker. So overall, I'm really pleased with the articulation on these guys. I honestly, for the couple of gripes that I have, the rest of it is still pretty awesome. And the big surprise really is the fact that he has butterfly joints in his shoulders, which is also pretty awesome. Now, he can't use them that well, but the fact he can get his hands almost touching is pretty awesome. I'm happy with that. The fact that we got butterfly joints, which is so rare, it's kind of exciting, even when it doesn't truly do that much. Before we get into the accessories, let's take a look at the box really quickly. I'm gonna throw it away, but some of you like to see this stuff. So here is the side, here is the back, and here is the other side. Nice artwork, all of that stuff. But that's about all I want to talk about with the packaging. Let's get into some of the accessories. So first thing are the bandanas, and just the same as Leonardo, he comes with 2 bandanas. They use this ball peg for pegging into the back of the head, and we get 2, I assume, because we have 2 heads. That's my main thought process on that. They're nice enough, but I am anticipating that they will probably keep falling out, which is a pain in the butt, but what can you do? He also comes with his 2 sais, which obviously it's not going to be a very good Raphael figure if you don't get his weapons. They look nice enough. They've got decent paint on the handles. Really not a lot of paint, but what can you expect? It's a fairly nice plastic here. I don't really feel as though it's gonna break too easily. And then even better, he's got the ability to store them on his back, and those just slide right in and out, and that actually works really, really good. But that's not all of the weapons he comes with. He also comes with these things. I'm not really sure what they're called. We're gonna call them wooden sticks. Someone in the comments, I'm sure, will correct and tell me what they actually are. I know they're not actually just called wooden sticks, but that is what I'm going to call them. They're nice enough. There is 0 paint on them, but they do have a very nice bit of sculpt work in them. You can see just the nice wood grain that we've got on here. So a little bit of extra paint on this is really gonna make these guys pop and look very nice. The disappointment that I have is I would have expected to see some sort of a wrap on the handles, maybe, but I don't know if that is a traditionally accurate way that these stick weapons would actually be presented. So these are cool. He also comes with an additional 2 sets of hands. We've got kind of an open hand here, and we've got a kind of finger splayed so that we can, hold on to a weapon. Same with this one. And then this one is slightly different style, but still pretty nice. Raph also comes with a set of 3 of these throwing stars, and I really like them. They've got some, well, I wouldn't say they've got really paint so much on them, but they look very nice. The thing I don't care for that much is the pouch that's supposed to be holding these things. Now, the first 2 will actually hold it pretty decent. The problem is the last one doesn't seem to hold very well. And these things really like to just jump around, and as soon as you drop one, you have no idea where it's gonna bounce to. Now that has nothing to do with, whether or not they're good or bad, but I don't really think that it looks great on this. I would have almost preferred something maybe across here or on the sides or something, or some sort of pouch or something. But they're still very nice. I do like having them, so I don't want to complain too much about it. Then the last accessory that he comes with is an alternate head, and I have to say I really prefer the alternate head that he has a little bit more than his grimacing one. I'm not a huge fan of the black gums. It just doesn't quite look great, but I'm also not in love with the fact that he's basically got irises. I think maybe it would have made more sense if they had gone with just all white, but you know, they did that with Leonardo. That head also has the irises. It's just, I don't know, a little bit odd to me maybe, but both heads look very nice. They're, you know, certainly going to be good little accessories. And here you'll be able to see a better view of the detailing that they sculpted in. Those are actually indented sculpt pieces on there. The bandanas look pretty clean. You can even see there's a little bit of creases where his brows are coming in, which is awesome. So that is pretty cool for the accessories. But we get one last accessory, and that is, like the others, we get this card. And I said already with Leonardo's, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I'm not a big fan of paper goods coming with our action figures, but it's still nice. It's kind of a nice quality piece, kind of almost a matte finish, cardboard. You know, it's nice enough. It might make for a nice little piece that could go on a diorama wall, but you know, beyond that, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. There you have it, folks. That is our Raphael figure from Loyal Subjects. It's a great looking figure, just needs a little bit of extra paint, and then these things would be absolutely amazing looking. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of this particular figure. Is Raphael looking awesome? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Whatever. I'd love to know your thoughts on this figure. Stay tuned for the Donatello review coming up soon, and then hopefully once Amazon gets me my Michelangelo, we will get that review out as well. If you haven't already, go check out the Leonardo review that was already published. And until next time, after you've hit the like button, the subscribe button, and all that stuff, I will see you guys in the next video.